Tonight, we'll tell you about a haircut gone wrong in California.
And also, find out which Saturday Night Live star is coming to Iowa State.
And I'll let you know how the Iowa State men's basketball game is going down in Waco, Texas.
Plus, we'll talk about a warm-up for your weekend. Stay tuned. Newswatch starts right now.
Newswatch 18. Newswatch 18 starts now.
Hello and welcome to Newswatch. My name is Danielle Carpenter.
And I'm Eliza Kjar. Thank you for joining us.
Police are investigating the report made by a woman accusing former New York Governor Eliot Spitzer of assault. The accuser claims that the incident occurred at the Plaza Hotel after the 25-year-old informed the former governor that she would be returning to her home in Russia. The woman claims that after the argument broke out, Spitzer assaulted her and she cut her arm. She phoned the police immediately after. Spitzer's attorney stated on Monday that the accusation is false and that it was made by someone with emotional difficulties. Detectives still have yet to question Spitzer.
Songs of Love, a nonprofit organization out of Indianapolis, Indiana, created a song just for a special little boy. Christian, a 6-year-old, is diagnosed with leukemia. 1,500 college students joined together to write a song for Christian that included all of his favorite things, including the Avengers, Nintendo Wii, and the Indiana Pacers mascot, Boomer. Christian and his mom stood before the 1,500 students and felt touched by their gift of song and support. Songs of Love specializes and records songs specifically for children and young adults facing difficulties in their lives. For children like Christian, this gift is one of a kind.
Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia passed away on Sunday. Scalia's death came as a surprise to the entire country, and the causes of his death have sparked great controversy with political opinionists everywhere. Despite conspiracy theories swirling around, Scalia's death was determined to be of natural causes. Questions have also been raised as to when President Obama will nominate someone to take the great conservative judge's place on the Supreme Court. Without a placeholder, it will be possible for equal voting on the court. This is a situation that many Americans say cannot be an option at the present time.
29-year-old Adrian Swain went in for a haircut last Wednesday at 619 Barber Shop in San Diego, California. Swain left her appointment and returned to the shop 1 hour later, a very angry customer. She re-entered holding a gun and attempted to fire 3 times, but the gun failed to shoot. The barber, Manny Montero, claimed Swain's hair appeared to have a bald spot in it, which was not there when she left her appointment. Swain was then arrested with a charge of attempted murder.
Donald Trump has taken a page from Ashton Kutcher's playbook by essentially punking Jeb Bush. When you type jebbush.com into your web browser, you may end up at a very different site. The URL for this site has been redirected to donaldjtrump.com. Apparently, the billionaire took the liberty of taking over the domain name. The mishap could have been avoided had Bush purchased the domain for the price of $250,000. Bush's main campaign site, jeb2016.com, is still under the control of the Bush campaign.
One pilot took the lyrics "Drunk on a Plane" a little too literally. David Arnston pleaded not guilty to charges of operating passenger plane while under the influence. Arnston piloted 2 Alaska Airline flights in 2014 while under the influence of alcohol. Police say Arnston's blood alcohol level during the registered as 1.0%. This is well above the legal limit. Arnston could face up to 15 years in prison convicted of these charges.
A rescue mission on Sunday saved the life of a young colt. The newborn horse was stuck in a ravine for 2 days with a broken pelvis. California firefighters rappelled down the ravine to rescue the colt as he was stuck in a pool of water. The horse, later named Valentine after his day of rescue, will undergo surgery for his injuries at the University of California at Davis. Investigations continue to find out how the colt got into the ravine in the first place.
Stay tuned for more sports after the break. You're watching Newswatch. Welcome back to the Newswatch. The Iowa Lottery claims it set record-breaking sales in January. Last month, the Iowa Lottery sales came to a total of $54.1 million, showing it set record highs for monthly sales and proceeds to state causes. It also awarded its highest monthly prizes to state players since 1985. As most people know, the jackpot was recorded at $1.6 billion last month. The Powerball was split between 3 winners in California, Tennessee, and Florida. Throughout the jackpot, Iowa racked up over $34.1 million in sales from Powerball tickets alone.
Comedian Kenan Thompson will be coming to Iowa State tomorrow, February 17th, to put on one of his hilarious acts. 90s kids might recognize him from his show on Nickelodeon called All That, Mighty Ducks, Good Burger, or you may know him from being on Saturday Night Live. The show will be at the MU starting at 8 p.m. Tickets will be $20 for students and can still be purchased online.
The final round of varieties caps off this Friday and Saturday. Large group skits will alternate with vignettes in the Great Hall of the MU at 7 p.m. on both nights. Greek and non-Greek students have worked tirelessly to produce 18 to 22-minute mini musicals for shows, each with a different theme. 4 groups from the preliminary rounds 2 weekends ago moved on to the finals. Tickets are available at the door, purchased with cash only. Check the Iowa State website for more information.
The Week of Body Image and Eating Disorders Awareness has been determined. From February 20th to the 27th, Iowa State will have these days stacked with fun events open to everyone. Tom and Doris Metzler, parents who lost their 19-year-old daughter to a battle with bulimia will be the headliners for this year's activities. They will also be presenting Andrea's Voice, Silenced by Bulimia at 7 p.m. on Wednesday, February 24th. Some of these other events include a bake sale, a documentary, and a Rock Your Body party. More information can be found on the Iowa State's webpage.
The Iowa Board of Regents will meet February 24th and 25th at Iowa State to consider several new items across the university. These items include bathroom remodeling at the Richardson Court dorms, meal plans, and parking, as well as a proposal for a new criminal justice major. The proposed criminal justice program will transition from an interdisciplinary studies major to a standalone program, which will enhance the visibility of this sought-after program. The Board of Regents will also hear a proposal for an increase in housing. Iowa State is proposing an increase to most fees for student housing. Most dorms, single and double, and with or without air conditioning, would increase about 3.5%. Eaton and Martin Hall rates would increase about 2%.
And now we're joined here by Rachel Givens at the desk. Rachel, how's men's basketball doing?
Well, guys, the basketball team won last weekend in Hilton Coliseum, and I'll have more after the break. Welcome back to Newswatch. Since becoming eligible to play for Iowa State on December 19th, transfer Deontay Burton has been a standout for the Cyclones. This week, Burton earned his 3rd Newcomer of the Week award for the season. Burton was in the starting lineup for the last 2 games, putting up 15 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 1.5 blocks per game. Iowa State is playing Baylor in Waco, Texas tonight. Ranked 18th in the nation, the Iowa State women's golf team traveled to Rio Grande, Puerto Rico to compete in the Lady Puerto Rico Classic. Known for its competitiveness, this year's Classic featured 9 teams ranked in the top 30 teams of the nation according to Golf Week magazine. The Cyclones finished in the Classic in 4th place. Freshman Perinda Pocan recorded her 2nd top 10 finish of the season, tying for 8th place at 219 points. The team heads to Florida at the end of this month to compete in the Hurricane Invitational. The Iowa State women's gymnastics team earned their 3rd win in a row this past weekend in a tri-meet against Centenary and Texas. The Cyclones took on the top 3 individual scores on the vault, the bars, and floor events. Freshman Megan Sievers earned the new personal best score on the vault, taking home a 9.875. Sievers also took 2nd in the all-around category with a score of 38.775. The gymnastics squad has a big weekend ahead of them with 2 home meets against a few teams they have already seen this season. On Friday, the team takes on Minnesota and Air Force at 6:30 at night. On Sunday, the Cyclones compete against Nebraska, North Carolina State, and the University of Wisconsin lacrosse at 2 in the afternoon. Freshman Savannah Sanders of the Iowa State softball team was named Big 12 Pitcher of the Week. Sanders had a successful opening weekend at the Cyclone Indoor Invitational, going 3-0 against IUPUI and Eastern Illinois. In the 17.1 innings Sanders saw, the freshman gave up 12 hits and 2 runs while adding 23 strikeouts to her resume. Sanders is the first freshman in the softball program's history to be awarded this title. Sanders is also the first Iowa State player to win a weekly conference award since 2013. And that's all I have for sports. Brandon, how's the week looking for weather?
You know, it's looking really good, Rachel. We could get it back into the temperatures 40s and 50s, but first we've got some snow tonight and going into tomorrow morning. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few minutes. And welcome back to Newswatch. You know, we're not doing pretty bad for considering that it's mid-February right now. We've got temperature 33 degrees, overcast skies. That north-northwest wind at 12 miles an hour really didn't do too much to lower our temperature. We saw temperatures in the mid-30s today. And currently we're sitting in the mid-30s across the state, 33 again in Ames, 32 in Waterloo, 28 in Mason City. But those winds from the northwest kind of brisk out there, 9 in Des Moines. It's kind of making our feels like temperature be 10 degrees less than what it actually is, 27 in Des Moines, 29 in Council Bluffs, and 18 in Mason City. So it's a little chilly out there, and the lack of sunshine today certainly didn't help. We could have maybe warmed up into the 40s, but our next shot of snow is actually on the horizon. We're in a weird weather pattern of these clipper systems coming through. The last one dropping about 4 inches for us, but this one won't be nearly as strong. You see light snow tracking across central Iowa. That'll drop about half an inch to a dusting of snow across much of the state today. Tomorrow going into tomorrow afternoon. And then we start to clear out Thursday morning. You see we only paint about half an inch of snow, so it's really not that big of a deal. But our lows tonight will drop down into the teens, 17 in Marshalltown, 15 in Waterloo, and 16 in Fort Dodge. And with those cooler temperatures, we could see some patchy fog going into tomorrow morning. Our highs tomorrow will make it up into the 30s, 30 in Marshalltown, 28 in Mason City, but you see that warmth start to creep up, 41 in Council Bluffs. That green there, that's mid-40s. That's going to be coming our way for the weekend. We'll talk about that in just a few minutes here. 19 degrees for the low tonight here in Ames. Again, patchy fog with that north-northwest wind. And then tomorrow, a high of 32 degrees. With the fog will burn off around mid-morning, and then will be mostly cloudy going into the day. East wind 5 to 10 miles an hour. And now here's where it really gets nice. 44 degrees on Thursday. We have mostly clear skies up until Saturday. And now 52, 53 on Saturday, so it's looking very nice for your weekend. We do begin to cool down a bit on Sunday, 44, but we do see these nice clear skies continue for the start of the week, guys. Or I guess we're going to send it back to break right now.
By a 15 to 20 vote, the South Dakota State Senate passed a bill on Tuesday to ban transgender students from using school restrooms that correspond with their gender identity. After passing the State House earlier this month, House Bill 1008 is expected to head to Governor Dennis Daugaard in the coming days. Provided that he signs it, South Dakota would be the first state in the country to pass such a law. The law states that every restroom located in the public elementary or secondary school that is designated for student use shall be designated for and used only by students of the same biological sex.
Beyonce's Super Bowl performance with Coldplay has recently sparked an anti-Beyonce campaign because of her backup dancers' outfits. Fitted in all-black costume, the dancers mimicked the Black Panther group in the 60s, a group that stood up to racial views in a rather controversial way. The anti-Beyonce campaign sparked a social media protest that was attempted to set up a live protest outside of the NFL headquarters today. After police set up a large gathering of media to cover the protests, it seemed like the campaign was rather unsuccessful after nobody showed up.
The 58th annual Grammy Awards concluded last night, and once again without lacking any controversy. The Los Angeles event, hosted by LL Cool J, started the night with Taylor Swift winning her first award, Best Pop Album, for her 1989. Swift also came away with her second Album of the Year award, becoming the first woman ever to win the award twice. Although Kendrick Lamar didn't get that honor, he still had a terrific night as he won 4 awards, including Best Rap Performance and Best Rap Song for All Right. As for the big prize, Record of the Year, Mark Ronson and Bruno Mars won with their hit Uptown Funk. Watch.
Come back Thursday night for more cyclone news, weather, and sports.
From ISU TV, thanks for watching and have a great night, Ames.